Are you ready to play your first song? I hope so. Welcome to Basic Song Service Piano Lesson 2. Let's go. So in this video, I just want to clarify something on hand posture that I noticed from the first video. And then after that, we're going to get into playing our first song. And then to wrap up this video, I want to give you a little bit of introduction to how to use your left hand. All right, so let's go. All right, so for starters, I want to clarify something from the first piano lesson video. One thing that I was doing when I was demonstrating the 1-5-8 for major chord and the 1-4-8 pattern for the minor chords is I was tucking in these second and fourth fingers. I was kind of tucking them under here, and I just had my first, third, and fifth fingers extended out playing the chord. I want to just clarify, I was only doing that for visual purposes. When you're playing a chord, you want to extend these fingers out. And the reason is you'll need to use these fingers in the future, all right? There's a variety of reasons, a number of which I'll go over, but you want to make sure that these fingers have access to the keys. Tucking them under only limits you from being able to use them, and it's just not correct form. So play with these fingers extended, just hovering over the keys. You still only want to play your 1-5-8 pattern and just have these slightly raised above the keys, all right? So that's that. All right, so now why don't we get into playing an actual song? I'm super excited for this part. I know when I teach many people, the most exciting part is when they actually get to produce a song, and so playing a song. So the song we're going to play today, a very familiar song, it's called Create in Me, and we're going to play it in the key of G, just very common key to sing songs in. Some play it a little bit down in F, just because it's a little bit lower. So just for example, we're going to play it in G, all right? So what we're going to do is just go over the song. So here's the piece of sheet music off to the left side of the screen, and we'll just go line by line, break it down, and then we'll play it all the way through. That way you guys can hear it more or less in time, all right? So what I want you to do is play each chord about 2 times, and unless I instruct otherwise, and then we'll just go through the whole song, okay? So the first line, Creating Me a Clean Heart, you see that it starts with a G chord, all right? So here's my G. We're going to hit it twice. Then you can see that a D chord is next, so we're going to jump down to a D chord. Then we're going to move down to the C chord, up to the G chord. And then you see the second line starts with the G chord, so we're going to hit that twice again. Down to a D, and back up to a G. All right, and we're actually going to hold that out 4 times. And then we're going to start Creating Me all over again. So we're going to start with a G 2 times, the D 2 times, the C 2 times, back up to the G. The G again, and renew a right spirit, to a D, back to a G, for Within Me. That's going to be 4 times. And then to the chorus, we're going to jump down to a C to start off with. Cast Me Not Away starts with a C, 2 times, up to the D, 2 times, G, 2 times. And we have a minor chord in this song, which is really cool for practice purposes. This is an E minor, 2 times, all right? And Take Not Thy Holy Spirit, you jump back down to a C, up to a D, back to the G. So you'll notice the chord progression in both lines, there's your E minor, is exactly the same. You notice that for a lot of songs. Restore Unto Me, there's your C and your D, here's your G, down to your E minor, and then you end it on a C, to a D, and finally a G. All right? So that's the breakdown of the song. You can stop, rewind, scrub through, whatever. I just wanted to demonstrate how you're going to transition from chord to chord and play it about 2 times each. Some beginning piano players just kind of hold the chord. If you're not really comfortable with bouncing each chord 2 times, sometimes 4 times as I instructed. If you're not comfortable with that, you can start off holding down that chord until you're going to switch. But the reason I want you to do it 2 times is it's going to start to develop filling in the song that you're playing. It won't sound too empty. You know, some people are able to just fill things and add all the nice sounding stuff. This will give you kind of a starting point in being able to do that in the future. So I want to encourage you, try to play 2 times each per chord. Again, unless I said to play it 4 times, all right? So now I'm going to play it in time, all right? I'll play it a little bit slow. That way you guys can kind of, if you want to play along, you're able to play right along with me. And I'll try not to move too fast for you, okay? So here we go. Create in me in the key of G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. So we're going to repeat those 2 lines again. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Now to the chorus, starting in C. Cast me not away from thy presence, O Lord. Take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. Sorry. And renew a right spirit within me. All right, so forgive the singing and forgive the mess up. Even those who have played piano for a while mess up, so that's okay. Let's be real, mess ups will happen. But the idea is as you practice, you'll get more precise with playing and playing in time, being able to switch your chords and practice this song. You know, take it, start it off slow, identify each chord, and then try to play it in time, all right? So segue into a metronome, very important. If you want to purchase one, I actually have one right here. It's really, really, really old, but this is an idea of what a metronome is like. You have your different options of how many beats you want. Most of our songs are 4 beats per measure. So I don't know if you can see it here, but the little marker is right on the 4. All right. And then this particular metronome has options of 2 lights. There's the set of lights here on the end, or if you want to see 8 lights. And then this dial here is how many beats or how fast you want it to be, your beats per measure. And so in this case, it's set to 54. You can see this red dot here. It's set to 54 beats per measure. I think that's about the average tempo of Create in Me. Of course, each church varies depending on, you know, what their song service is like. So, you know, you find what's comfortable, what you're used to, and set the metronome. So if you don't want to go old school and buy an actual metronome, there are a handful of metronome apps, all right? So you can go to your app store and just download an app. They're really great. Most of the ones I checked out give you all that you need. It's just a consistent time, all right? And so what you want to do is, you know, set it about 54. If you want to go even slower, maybe down to 50 beats per measure, 50 BPM, and just hit a chord on every tick, basically. And that way you'll get familiar with staying in time, transitioning, If you're not comfortable playing and singing at the same time, if you have someone who's with you that can sing along with you, whatever works. Find whatever works for you, but begin to practice. Sing in your head, doesn't matter. But just begin to practice that transition. Tie it to a set time. That part's very important. That way you don't just stray off when you're actually playing, for a real song service in the future. You're able to stay in time, all right? All right, congratulations. You guys just played your first song. Feel free to practice with Creating Me until you master it. Just get it down tight. What you'll find is as you learn the pattern, once you get that locked in, 1-5-8 for major chords, 1-4-8 for minor chords, you can really pull up just about any song and be able to play it. As long as you know the timing of when you're supposed to play each chord, you can go ahead and play just about any song out there. So sometimes you'll pull a piece of sheet music and you'll notice numbers. You'll notice something like an SUS, little things that are outside of just the standard note, or a little M, representing major and minor chords. If there's extra stuff, just put that aside for now. I will go over some of those chord types in future videos. Basically what they are is they're just variations of your chord. All right, don't want to overcomplicate it for now. So just ignore those things, play what the actual chord is. So if you see an F with a 7 next to it, just play an F major chord. If you see a C with a little m and a 2 next to it, just ignore the 2 and just play the C little m, which is of course a C minor, your 1-4-8 pattern. So just for now, and if you see any like slashes and stuff like that, put those chords aside. Those are actually split chords. We'll go over some of that some more, probably even in the next video. In the song Creating Me, basically what you're going to do is you're going to continue to play the chords as I showed you with your right hand, but with your left hand, you're going to be playing, it's called an octave. So let me say this, is on pianos, basically what divides your right hand and your left for basic playing is just kind of find the middle. Sometimes you'll have little markers, as you can see here. This says C3. This just kind of gives you the middle point. If you're on a smaller keyboard, it doesn't have as many keys on it. Same idea. Find the middle, and then your right hand goes on the right to the right of that. It's called middle C, all right? And then your left hand goes to the left of middle C. So basically what you're going to do, Creating Me starts in the key of G. So we're playing a G major chord. My hand's kind of cut off in the video, but I'm trying to demonstrate more with the left hand. So what you're going to do is you're going to play the chord with your right hand. With your left hand, with your 5th finger, your pinky, you're going to put that basically 2 G notes down from your actual chord, all right? So I'm going to play a G note with my pinky and the next G note up with my thumb. Okay? So I'm playing a G chord up with my right hand, and I'm playing a G octave with my left hand. And you can tell that they're both G's because here's your three notes. This first white key right inside these 3 black keys is your G, is your G note. So you can see here's your 3 black keys, here's the first note, here's the first key, that's also a G note, all right? So that's how you know you're playing a G, and then up here you're playing a G, but as a major chord, all right? So then, if we were to switch, your right hand would play jump down to the C major chord, all right? So C's your root note. That's how you know which octave you're going to play. So you say, okay, I'm playing a C chord, so I'm going to play 2 C notes on my left hand, C and C. All right? Just hit those at the same time. All right? So then it goes up to D. Here's the D chord, and here's the D octave. So you can see it sounds really nice. It adds that nice deep bass sound to it. So then now what I'll do is I'll just play the first line with my left hand octaves. G to a D to a C back to a G. All right? So go for it. Play the song with your right hand by itself. And when you get comfortable, you can even isolate your left hand by itself. Just play that first line. Okay, and then when you get both of them comfortable, you might have to really slow it down, but play them both together. All right. So that's it for this video. Go practice Creating Me. I will attach the sheet music for Creating Me in the PDF, and that link will be below in the description. It'll take you to the website. You can print it off there. And don't stop at Creating Me. Go to your song service list, talk to your song service leader, your pastor, whoever has your sheet music. But go pull some songs and just practice the chords. I recommend starting with slow songs. Pick a couple of slow songs, maybe 2 or 3. Go through each one, sing along with it. A good piece of sheet music will have the chords right where they should be played in correlation with the words. So basically, whenever you sing that particular word, you see a chord right above it, you play the chord right at that time. And that'll kind of get you a baseline for playing along. And like I said, feel free to isolate your hands, use your right hand, and then use your left hand, and then try to use them together. And next lesson, I'm going to introduce a different variation of how to use your right hand and your left hand. So make sure you get that practice time in, and we'll be playing a lot more songs here pretty soon as you guys practice more and more. But don't hesitate to reach out to me. WorldCFMMusic@gmail.com is the email address. If you have a lot of questions or concerns or whatever, shoot an email my way. If you want to, you're more than welcome to use the comment section below, post questions or comments or whatever. I do appreciate if you subscribe, if you like this video, and also if you share it with other people around our fellowship that are trying to learn piano or trying to build a song service. All right, one step at a time. We're going to build this thing more and more. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.